Today, I have the privilege of introducing Barrett Larkin. President Larkin has revitalized student government. Under his leadership and vision, student government has revolutionized the way that we approach the challenges of the student experience, pushing boundaries and inspiring change. But it's not only his professional achievements that make him special. Barrett is a passionate advocate for educating the student body on what student government can do for them. His ability to make his visions a reality and connect with audiences of all backgrounds make him an inspiration to many. It was November 13th, back in 2023, when he first presented me with a pros and cons list of why we should run on a ticket together. Barrett has pushed me and supported me every step of the way throughout our campaign and our term together. He brings such a passion and a dedication to the role of student body president, and I am proud to call him one of my mentors and best friends. Today, Barrett Larkin will be sharing his insights on how we can create a more sustainable future through innovation and collaboration here at SIUE. Get ready to be inspired, challenged, and empowered to take action. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Student Body President Barrett Larkin.
We've got some smooth jazz in the background.
Very well. I don't know where you're thinking.
You want to click it back? Thank you, Madam Vice President, esteemed senators, Mr. Chancellor, Chancellor's Council, deans, all faculty, all my fellow Cougars. It's actually really a pleasure to be here, especially with all of you, my fellow B-list SIUE celebrities. I mean it lovingly. I'm with you, but let's be honest, in terms of like name recognition, you've got Eddie the Cougar, Dr. Minor maybe, and then the Geese. And then the rest of us are down here. But as a B-list celebrity, I've given a speech at the freshman convocation, visited FST classes, helped host the Martin Luther King luncheon, and tried to be a good mentor to younger students. I'm a senior now. I've been involved with student government for 3 years across 3 different positions. But as important as public appearances and promotion is, tonight we're sharing what we've been doing behind the scenes on student government and how it relates to changing trends that face the student body. Seeing that student body evolve is fascinating, and then getting a chance to lead student government's response to that evolution has been humbling and more than a little inspiring for me. Our motto on student government is where voices are heard and action is taken. Sometimes it's hard to know what actions to take, so we're asking the students. We created the Voices Are Heard focus groups last semester to dive deeper into these student conversations and to gather more student input. We're also welcoming any suggested topics and any students that would like to participate. The first of these sessions was held this past Friday. Valuable student perspectives have already been gathered and are being analyzed, behind the scenes to come up with better programs, better questions for future focus groups. Students should reach out to any student government personnel, our Instagram or any emails if they want to get involved. And the Larkin Knapp administration has provided themes for each month for our senators. This is a new thing. I understood from the start that we needed fresh ideas and wanted to provide a way to spark them. These are broad umbrellas meant to inspire fresh initiatives. Our senators, some of the brightest students on the campus, have interpreted these in innovative and inspiring ways. So far, the themes have been time management, calm and clear, feel at home, fight burnout, give and take, and last month, organize and execute. From campus policing reform to burnout mitigation for pharmacy students, or simply appreciating the success of our sports teams, we have seen more original legislation in just one fall semester than the past 12 years on student government combined. We've done 30 resolutions, 45 bills, and that comes out to just over 9 significant actions per meeting, which in a higher ed setting can be impressive. A powerful Senate needs an equally powerful forces of equity and diligence. This is our first year with a judicial branch, balancing that legislative action and my executive action to create a cohesive whole. Head Justice Brendan Auerbach and Associate Justices J. Rosario Frias, Addison Sutzler, Drew Evans, and Landon Winkleman have built a system to address diverse issues, and such as election violations or constitutionality of bills, and they've done so with fairness and efficiency. Our student representatives have not always been this productive, but I hope that you can tell from this overview of our new internal processes that we've risen from the ashes, right? The pandemic is an increasingly distant memory, and SG is in full swing. We are hypercharged with our potential and contemplative about our higher purposes in serving the students. But what you want to know is how that potential is being used to serve the student body and what it will be used on in the future. A thriving student experience falls under 3 categories: academics, community, and mental health. I ran on these categories, and now it's time to tell you what we've done about them in particular. So with reaccreditation on the horizon, we'll start with academics. It's a great time to remind ourselves of the importance of high-quality academics. We all want students to come here and grapple with important ideas, contribute to the community, and then impress our employers or future employers with our academic success. The student body, the group who has, directly benefits from academic programs and initiatives, has historically left the work of coming up with these initiatives solely to the faculty departments and the provost's office. But in 2025, that model no longer works. As student leadership moves forwards, as we get increasingly organized, we plan to help faculty more and senior staff to guide the pedagogy in the right directions for the future. Common knowledge says that doing impressive things is difficult, and doing difficult things is stressful. Therefore, says conventional wisdom, being a remarkable student always means being a stressed out student. My academic agenda seeks to challenge that notion. If SIUE students are going to be impressive in a sustainable way, they need tools to be intentional about their studies. If students are going to shine brightly without burning out, they need time to chew on the big ideas in their field. I want students to be able to pick the very best classes for them. They can dive deep into the key concepts of that major and apply themselves to mastering valuable skills. This is the reason why we have resurrected our work on the syllabus bank, started by presidents of student government at least 4 years ago, to my knowledge. Students deserve to make educated decisions about their education. A comprehensive syllabus tool would assist instructors and advisors as well, allowing them to serve students with more polished plans and better recommendations. Such a tool shouldn't take 5+ years to implement. Another tool to lessen the stress around academics is a study tactics report. We've been developing this. I want students to study for exams, but not agonize over them. In 2025 and beyond, students are helping each other learn to get better grades in less time. The modern college student has begun treating studying as a technical skill. I mean technical in the sense that there are various techniques suited to different disciplines and to different persons. Success doesn't need to be a matter of hours, but of knowing the best ways to study. We are spreading this knowledge with our study tactics report that catalogs every study technique we can find and includes real stories from real SIUE students. We launched this document in the fall, and early responses have made us even more excited to continue to launch it again, further developed in time for midterms. I want students to implement these smarter study tactics, being focused and not frantic. Our academic culture should be about mastering material, not deciding which of your 2 big back-to-back essays or exams are going to take the hit because you don't have enough time. This led the Student Senate to support the freezing of major assignments the week before finals week, if that class has a final. Other schools such as North Dakota State and the University of Oregon do this to excellent effect. Like the rest of our learning, the final push of a semester should be about better quality and not pushing for more quantity. Week 15 should be for instruction and should leave the testing to finals week. As different groups flesh out this goal in the particulars, know that student leaders are here and willing to meet and discuss the vision behind such a step. We will stand up for these academic principles. Some of you have already been victims of my admittedly assertive emails. Our senators, though, are just as passionate about a good change. We're looking to be collaborative with the faculty and with the provost's office. We're looking to be taken seriously when advocating for student needs. We want to work together with fewer barriers obstructing our success as students. A prime example is our Committee on Generative AI, a joint committee between Student Senate and Faculty Senate. Generative AI has been called both the future of education and the ultimate cheating machine. Together, we'll face the ethical, educational, and technological dimensions of these issues. The committee, led by Senator Megan Yu, will shape policy, enhance learning experiences, and fight to keep AI use responsible. We're excited for the results of these meetings and for the groundwork being laid for any future collaborations between students and faculty in the future. These collaborations can lead to a supportive community, our second topic, where students know they can turn to faculty for assistance when they want to improve the student experience. This community element is vital when it comes to attracting new students, and increasing funding with those new students. Colleges across the country are down in enrollment, so now we must support our community with fewer funds. It's far from the ideal situation, and we're working hard to show that we in student leadership deserve investment. However, this tension has not led to a low, but to a high. Thanks to the work of our financial officer, Olivia Davila, we have continued to fund our traditions with the student fee dollars we have been allotted. Student government is committed to supporting student organization through funding opportunities. This year, just in the fall, we have awarded $4,600 to 37 organizations for essential supplies, $7,000 for travel, and $12,000 to fund 6 big on-campus events. We sponsored students' favorite events like the Black Girls Rock Annual Jamboree and the Nepalese Student Association Dashain and Tihar celebration, which brought together over 300 students from all walks of life. These efforts have fostered a sense of community, enhanced campus engagement, and supported students' growth outside of the classroom. We love these opportunities and we continue to support them year after year. But at the root of every big project or trip or conference is a group of like-minded students coming together who are bold enough to start something new. Starting new organizations is close to my heart because before I was president, I worked with innovative students to help them do just that. My successor, Ben Cole, continues to do that work. This semester, we've worked with many involved students to start 16 new organizations. Some of them include students puzzling out philosophical topics in the new Socrates Cafe, in Ukraine Advocacy Association, students, staff, and faculty raise awareness. The Salsa Dance Club teaches the casino style of salsa while building skills of confidence. That's just a sample of what our students come up with. Being part of these student communities makes Cougars feel at home and connected at SIUE. Feeling at home is where our partners in student involvement shine. I'd like to invite Kaylee Land, Campus Activities Board President, and CAB Vice President Palak Patel to present their update here at this time. Ladies.
All right, my name is Kaylee Land, and I am currently serving as the president of Campus Activities Board this year. I am a senior majoring in speech-language pathology.
Hello, my name is Palak Patel, and I'm serving as the vice president of Campus Activities Board. I'm a freshman majoring in finance.
All right, so the great thing about CAB is that we provide events and giveaways that are free for all students enrolled at SIUE. We do a variety of different events throughout the year, such as trivia, bingo, movie nights, etc. And we do this as a way to provide different events for students with different interests.
We try to make sure to give everyone the chance to participate, socialize, relieve some stress, and most importantly, have fun in something at least once throughout their year at school.
And then lastly, CAB is a leadership and development opportunity for the 5 girls that are on Campus Activities Board right now. Some of those being the opportunity it has provided us to make personal and professional connections around campus. And then we also have a lot of say in the events that are planned throughout the school year as well. Next slide. Oh, perfect. And then here are 3 of our future goals for Campus Activities Board. The first one being keeping traditions. Homecoming is a really big one. Some of the events that we plan are Cougar Kickoff on the Quad. We have a petting zoo that is really popular. And we also do Chalk the Quad, which provides student organizations the opportunity to compete to see who has the best chalk mural on campus. We also help plan Cougar Fest, which is partnered with Student Alumni Association. And that's a really cool event. There's live music and there's also food trucks on the quad as well. And then lastly, there is Spring Fest that is coming up in April. There is historically a fun theme every year. If you would like to see some hints to the theme, please follow Campus Activities Board on Instagram. And we also do some different fun activities throughout the Spring Fest week. Some of those being for this year will be silent disco, roller skating, as well as a carnival.
Okay. Up next is keep spreading diversity on campus. And one of our upcoming events is Historical Women Movie Night and Coloring. Now, a selected movie is Little Women, and we're going to have a project along with it that's related to the movie. Second, we have International Transgender Day of Visibility. And lastly, keep entertaining students, such as open mic and karaoke nights, game nights, and crafting events. Thank you.
Thank you, Kaylee and Plaque, and to all of our involvement partners for all you do for our students. In addition to these, SG puts on events of its own. External Affairs Officer Aiden Coker has maintained student government-led traditions that students love. Each year, we host an incredible homecoming bonfire in the Woodland Bowl. This fall, students gather for s'mores, outdoor games before sunset, and newly this year, a movie under the stars. We're building on the strength of our traditions to keep things both fresh and familiar. It was a night of fun, connection, and Cougar pride. For National Student Day, the student government hit the campus in golf carts, giving free rides to class and hearing students' concerns in real time. It's a simple but fun way to show our appreciation for the community and the amazing people who make up the student body. We will keep coming back as long as there are students to shuttle. I remember talking to a fellow senior that day who confided in me that he wished he joined in on more campus events, but always seemed to miss the announcements. And I actually agree with that entirely. It's a real problem. Events make the campus lively, the feeling is electric, and this vibrance is something that we want front and center as student government. There are a billion things to do on social media, and campus events a lot of the times get drowned out. The digital is no longer the best place to build authentic community. In 2025, it's kind of like we're back to 2005. We need to be drawing in students as they walk from class to the muck, not necessarily from their social media feeds. We are still known as a commuter school, but you'd be surprised how involved some commuter students can be. Even the social media savvy, though, may still not be following the right accounts or the people to get the right events for them. In preparing for our Senate meeting 2 weeks ago, we began discussions on enlivening our community through the environment itself. The space that surrounds us here is beautiful. We're lucky to have something that's attractive both naturally and architecturally, right? We're in the middle of a nature preserve, not a dying steel town like some other colleges. We hope to decorate these spaces with some of the classic SAU spaces with different fun themes, hopefully aligning with things like Springfest. We want these high-impact decorations to be up for a week, if possible, as a fun mix-up, that when they come in and when they go away, they help students to appreciate the campus all over again, like it's their first time. These engaging spaces are prime real estate for events then, that convince students to join, like that senior that I talked to on the golf cart. We need more of those spaces. And they'll catch the eye of potential new students when on tours. This is something that colleges in 2025 cannot necessarily avoid or afford to avoid. For new students, it's crucial for them to know that their university is supporting them on mental health and well-being front. This is a deciding factor when choosing where to spend the next 4 years. In a 2021 study, 60% of prospective college students say that mental health services are a very important factor in their choice of school. There's a reason why I ran on the platform of mental health, which is the last major category this evening. I worry that colleges are ground zero of what the U.S. Surgeon General called an epidemic of loneliness in 2023. Nationally, more than 60% of college students meet the criteria for at least one mental health problem. At the last ACHA study conducted recently, 41.5% of SIUE students reported ever being diagnosed with anxiety. 28.3% reported ever being diagnosed with depression, and 25.3% reported both. When I see a student walking alone with their earbuds in, I can't necessarily tell if they're loving life and experiencing the great music, or if they're blocking out the other people and their community as much as they're blocking out their own thoughts. 51.8% of survey respondents in that ACHA survey were identified as positive for loneliness on the UCLA loneliness scale, and yet 66.9% agreed that they feel that they belong at SIUE. That means that for some people feeling lonely, they still feel that SIUE is a community to which they belong and they're a part of. That speaks to a strong potential of the school, but also a mandate for mental health action. Last semester, I came to terms with just how hard it is for student government to affect mental health. Drilling down, though, I think it's clear that the main issue that we're talking about when we say the term mental health, or at least the first issue, is anxiety, because that anxiety often then leads to the depression and then the loneliness. I'm trying to catch this anxiety before it spirals into a crisis. Not every student needs high-impact psychotherapeutic intervention. That is why Larkin Care, student government's approach to boosting psychological wellness, is subtitled An Agenda in Defense Against Anxiety. The opening salvo of this Larkin Care is a list of the best student organizations that engage in healthy wellness practices on a regular basis. Community in general is an aid to mental health, but some of our student orgs are going above and beyond. We recognize that organizations benefiting students' mental health are key also to their academic success. All three come into play. Students feel a sense of community, for example, in the Fuller Center Seekers in the Dome, or the Psychology Club and Allies, or Black Psychology Club and Allies, who regularly meet for mental health check-ins. Student government is working to promote organizations like these who indirectly advocate for students' mental health just by what they do in their community. But that's just the beginning, because as important as mental health is across the nation and here at SIUE, our agenda has to be equally important and striking. It has to be bold, it has to be an investment of time and of funds, and importantly, an investment in the students themselves, even if it's a slightly risky one or it seems that way. It'd be best if it was something that you could see with your eyes and hold in your hands to really know that you're valued as a student. I know that our students, even if they're lonely and anxious at times, are not helpless, and I think each one of them knows that for themselves. With that in mind, my big announcement for this speech is the cornerstone of the mental health agenda that we're pursuing. We want to do custom journals for self-therapy and for time management. This would be a big project. I want to provide our counseling services with these journals that include guides at the beginning to different self-therapeutic approaches and journaling prompts based on research-backed self-therapy techniques. We will distribute these students in the student government office as well. This is an embodied in-person interaction. It won't be another app to download or another account to sign up and get 100 emails from. Writing in these journals will be tangible, grounded experience that will also expose students to the student government or counseling services resources where they pick them up. This has been in development for most of last semester, but still has a ways to go. We're in collaboration with counseling services and maybe in talks with some other organizations who are interested in helping. But I think this is the bold swing that the campus needs. It is, for me at least, an initiative to begin addressing the defining issue of the modern student. So these are the issues that we're tackling and our humble attempt at solutions. But obviously, I see things far differently from a student who started last semester. And so as staff on student government changes and the student body evolves, the initiatives will evolve with them. The specifics will change, but we can't forget these trends, right? Strong academics should be less stress-inducing. That'll always be true. Community should be spontaneous and planned. Mental health solutions should be obvious and should be accessible. With these themes, our strengths will outweigh our weaknesses. The state of the student body, then, is efficient. Students are hungry for academic success. Student government itself has never been more organized. The state of the student body is thriving. It's well. We know how important it is to respond in healthy ways to the highs and the lows of life. My administration and I are working so that there are higher highs and fewer lows. And the state of the student body is connected. Like our students in the fitness center, the SIUE community is healthy and moves fast. I hope we can all agree to continue to foster Cougar pride together in every area. Thank you for working with me towards a better SIUE for the students. Good night and roll Cougs!